The Galactic Council chamber shimmered with light as thousands of alien delegates gathered for what would be recorded as the most unusual session in its long, ancient history. The hall, a vast structure orbiting a dying star, had seen empires rise and fall, but nothing quite like this. For the first time in millennia, a new species had been admitted into the ranks of the Council. A species from the small, blue planet called Earth. Humanity had arrived. The announcement had spread like wildfire through the galactic networks. Most species had scoffed at the idea. Humans? The newly spacefaring primates who'd barely learned to break the light barrier? Surely this was some diplomatic stunt. Yet the motion had passed unanimously after a mysterious recommendation from the high strategos of the Varan Dominion, a civilization not known for giving praise lightly. When the human delegation entered the chamber, the murmurs grew louder. They came not in extravagant robes or armor, but in simple, functional suits marked only with a small Earth insignia. Their leader, Ambassador Dr. Evelyn Cole, was a calm woman whose sharp eyes seemed to measure everything, and everyone, around her. She spoke little, but every motion carried purpose. The galactic speaker began the ceremony, reciting ancient rites in 1,000 translated tongues. But even as the words echoed through the chamber, most eyes stayed on the humans. There was something different about them, an energy, a subtle intensity that set them apart from the other delegates. Even the telepathic species could feel it, a kind of fierce will wrapped in civility. When Dr. Cole finally took the podium, the chamber fell silent. Her voice was steady, but it carried the quiet gravity of a storm waiting to break. "We come to this council," she began, "not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as participants in the greater fabric of civilization. We've made our mistakes, survived our wars, and learned our lessons. But understand this, when humanity commits to peace, we commit with all our strength." The council speaker smiled diplomatically. "We welcome you, representatives of Earth. May your people contribute to the prosperity of all." But beneath the formal words, many species whispered privately among themselves. They wondered if the humans truly understood what they were stepping into, the complex web of politics, power, and hidden wars that made up galactic governance. The whispers grew louder in the weeks that followed. Humans quickly began participating in debates, offering insights that startled even the oldest races. Their proposals were direct, efficient, sometimes blunt. Where others danced around decisions, the humans cut straight through bureaucracy. Their confidence was unsettling, and their problem-solving unnervingly effective. When a trade war erupted between the Othari conglomerate and the Dural Hive, the Council expected the humans to stay silent. Instead, they intervened within days. Dr. Cole deployed a team of human economists and negotiators who solved the crisis in record time. The method was unconventional, half diplomacy, half threat of sanctions, but it worked. For the first time in centuries, both sides backed down peacefully. The council members were impressed, but also wary. The human solutions always carried a subtle undertone of deterrence, a reminder that they were not to be underestimated. The more the council learned about Earth's history, the more that wariness turned to quiet respect. Humanity had survived extinction-level events, global conflicts, and near-societal collapse, only to rise stronger every time. The real test came when the Krail Dominion launched an unprovoked strike on a neutral frontier world. The council hesitated, as they always did, bogged down in legal debates and procedural delays. But humanity didn't wait. Before the council even voted, Earth's fleets were already in motion. When the official report arrived, it shocked everyone. The human task force, just 6 ships, had dismantled an entire Krail invasion armada in under 3 hours. Their strategy combined electronic warfare, precision strikes, and an unnerving degree of coordination. The council's military analysts couldn't even replicate it in simulation.dr. Cole stood before the council the next day, her tone calm but resolute. "We didn't act to defy the council," she said. "We acted because inaction costs lives. We will not stand by and watch the innocent suffer while politics debate ethics." The chamber was silent again, just as it had been during her first speech. Even the war-hardened Varans bowed their heads in acknowledgement. The humans hadn't just proven their strength, they demonstrated a kind of moral clarity the galaxy had forgotten. Soon, alliances shifted. Races that once dismissed Earth now sought its partnership. Human advisors were requested in security councils, engineering boards, even cultural exchanges. Within a single standard year, humanity had gone from newcomer to cornerstone of the Council's new era. Some species whispered that the humans were dangerous, that their power was too great, their potential too unpredictable. But others saw them differently. Humanity had become a mirror, forcing the galaxy to confront its own stagnation. In private, the Galactic speaker confided to her aides that she had seen this coming. "They are not just strong," she said quietly. "They are unbreakable. The humans are a storm-given form, beautiful, terrifying, and unstoppable when provoked." Dr. Cole returned to Earth for a brief visit not long after. Standing beneath the blue sky she'd once left behind, she smiled faintly. Humanity had finally found its place among the stars, but it hadn't changed who they were. They were still explorers, protectors, survivors. And now, they were the newest guardians of a fragile galaxy. When she returned to the Council station, she found a new inscription carved into the entrance hall. It read, "Let all who seek to join remember, the strength of a civilization lies not in its power to destroy, but in its will to endure." The humans had come as newcomers. But in the end, they had reminded the galaxy of something ancient and true: unity forged through hardship, compassion sharpened by resilience, and peace defended not by fear, but by courage. And as the Council looked to the horizon of a new galactic age, one thing was certain. Humanity wasn't just the strongest new member, they were the beginning of a new chapter in the stars. Rumors began to ripple across the outer colonies. Tales of the Earthborn spread through markets, military stations, and hidden corners of space. To some, humanity was a symbol of hope, a people who had faced their own destruction and emerged stronger. To others, they were a warning, a reminder that beneath that calm diplomacy lay a power that refused to be broken. Alien merchants spoke of human engineers who could rebuild a shattered reactor with nothing but scrap. Soldiers whispered about human medics who would drag wounded enemies from battlefields rather than leave them to die. In every corner of the galaxy, humanity's presence began to reshape expectations of what strength truly meant. For the first time in millennia, the Galactic Council's endless political gridlock began to ease. The humans had a way of simplifying even the most complicated issues. "If it's right, do it," Dr. Cole would say. "If it's wrong, stop it." Many found the logic refreshing, almost revolutionary. Others found it terrifying. The Anui Collective, long known for their cold efficiency, accused the humans of being emotional idealists. Yet, when disaster struck their homeworld after a solar flare crippled their power grids, it was the humans who arrived first. Earth ships diverted energy from their own reserves, risking system failure to stabilize the Anui infrastructure. The Anui Prime Chancellor never forgot it. Slowly, humanity began earning something rarer than fear: trust. The galaxy had seen countless conquerors, but few allies willing to act without gain. And when humans fought, they fought not for dominance, but for protection. That difference echoed loudly in a universe that had long forgotten selflessness. Still, not everyone welcomed them. The Tezor clans, warlike and proud, viewed humanity's rapid rise as a threat. They tested the humans constantly: provocations, border raids, political sabotage. Each time, the humans responded with precision, restraint, and an uncanny ability to turn conflict into opportunity. One fateful day, a Tezor warband attacked a humanitarian convoy bound for a plague-ridden colony. They expected retaliation. What they didn't expect was what came next. Instead of declaring war, the humans broadcasted the entire event live across the galactic networks, showing billions the truth of what had happened. The outrage was instantaneous. Even the most neutral species condemned the Tezor aggression. The humans didn't fire a shot. They'd won through truth. The Tezor clans withdrew their fleets days later, humiliated not by defeat, but by exposure. In the council chamber, Dr. Cole addressed the assembly once again. "Power without conscience is chaos," she said. "We will not be the galaxy's conquerors. But we will be its conscience, if you let us." Her words became a rallying cry across hundreds of systems. Humanity's influence began to grow beyond politics. Human artists and storytellers introduced new ways of thinking, music that made synthetic beings feel emotion, literature that made warriors question the nature of honor, and films that reminded even the most ancient races of their lost dreams. The galaxy began to feel alive again. Meanwhile, Earth itself became a pilgrimage site. Delegations from dozens of species visited to see where it had all begun. They walked through the ruins of old wars and the gardens of new cities, realizing that humanity's greatest achievement wasn't technology or might, it was the ability to rebuild, again and again, but peace never lasts forever. A shadow began to gather at the edge of known space. An ancient, forgotten species known as the Ka-Thren, thought extinct, emerged from the void. They carried weapons older than most civilizations, and their message was chillingly simple: the cycle begins anew. The council panicked. Worlds prepared for evacuation. For the first time, even the mighty Varan Dominion hesitated. But the humans didn't. They studied, analyzed, adapted, just as they always had. Within weeks, Earth's fleets were on the move again, coordinated under a united galactic command. For the first time in recorded history. When the Ka-Thren armadas struck, they expected scattered resistance. Instead, they found a wall of steel and light. Humans led from the front, not from arrogance, but conviction. They fought with precision, their fleets using gravity traps, EMP lances, and orbital kinetics in ways no one had imagined possible. At the heart of the battle, Dr. Cole herself commanded the flagship Endurance. Her voice echoed through every fleet channel: "We are humanity. We have faced extinction before, and we are still here. So long as one of us breathes, this galaxy will not fall." The war raged for weeks, then months. Entire sectors burned, but the united fleet, human and alien alike, held the line. For every world lost, 3 were reclaimed. And when the final Ka-Thren fortress collapsed into a dying star, the Council declared it the Dawn Accord. Humanity had led the galaxy not through domination, but through unity. After the war, the galaxy rebuilt once more. The Council reformed, stronger and wiser. Humanity refused all special privileges, insisting instead on equal standing. But everyone knew, Earth had become the beating heart of the new galactic order. Dr. Cole retired soon after, her name already etched into history. When asked what humanity's greatest strength was, she smiled softly. "It's not our weapons," she said. "It's that we never stop caring." Decades later, new generations of species entered the Council, learning of the humans through holos and records. They saw the old footage, the blue planet, the stubborn species who refused to bow, and they understood humanity had changed the galaxy not with conquest, but compassion. Not with fear, but resolve. They had reminded countless civilizations of something greater than survival, hope, and long after the last war faded into legend, a phrase remained carved into the walls of the council chamber: the strongest new member was not the one who conquered the stars, but the one who taught the stars what it meant to be alive.